looking extinct animal you've ever heard.
Hi again, I have another one. Excuse me? What the hell is this thing? Well, it turns out it's called Cambrian, and it's extinct, don't worry about that. But I was unaware of this madness until just a couple days ago, and so that calls for an urgent investigation. It'll probably come as no surprise whatsoever that it's from the Cambrian period, almost 500 million years ago. And it's Swedish, so could make a great mascot for IKEA, I think. Or I guess maybe not. Anyway, the original fossil material found of these guys over 30 years ago was remarkably in an uncompressed condition, and we've only found more fossil material since. So we do actually have quite a good idea of what these looked like, even though they were super tiny. Would you like to see one of the actual fossils? The answer might be no, and that's fine. But for the rest of you, so listen, I don't like it either, but you gotta admit, it's pretty amazing that we can see the big paddle-like limbs in the back, the remains of a bunch of appendages in here, and then the front of the animal, which, well, hold on, we'll get there. Here's the original scientist's reconstruction so you can see the details a bit more clearly. It just leaves out all the appendages that would be in this area. And having seen this in the actual fossil, shockingly, this is actually quite an accurate reconstruction. As insane as it looks, it is not a crazy speculative bit of guesswork. This is more or less really what Cambrian would have looked like. So now what is going on here? Well, as opposed to Opabinia, which has 5 eyes, this lad was rocking one big single compound eye, which is maybe worse. I'm not sure. Now here's really the worst part. Its mouth is right under there, which means that this whole segment right here is its head segment. Let me say that again. This whole area, including the 4 pairs of appendages coming off of it, is its head. And behind that, it has 5 more body segments, the first of which has these big paddle limbs coming off of it, and then behind that, the 4 last segments also all each have a pair of legs, which means that in addition to all of this garbage going on, what you can't really see because it's hidden behind this big paddle is 8 more legs. It is worth noting, though, that this little fella was minuscule, being only a few millimeters long, which makes Opabinia, being 10 centimeters long, seem absolutely massive. And last thing, Cambrian was only one of 3 wacky little arthropods described in this 1990 paper. Here's one of the other ones, and boy, I don't love that we have all of the appendages more clearly preserved in this one. Anyway, it looked very similar to Cambrian. And here's the last one, in its larval stage. Excellent. It was originally named Hemingsmoenia, but then that had to be changed because that name was already in use for something called a seed shrimp. Now it's called Hemingsmoenia caris, and it would have looked something like this, with just the dorkiest long eye stalks to stick out. So that's it. That's the video. Which one did you think was the weirdest looking?